Courchevel is the most upmarket of the three resorts that make up Le Trois-Vallées. Situated just east of neighbouring Meribel, which acts as a bridge between Courchevel and Val Thorens, this is the resort of choice for Russian oligarchs, footballers and movie stars. Courchevel is within 2 hours of 4 international airports: Lyon, Geneva, Grenoble and Chambéry. But to arrive in Courchevel in true style, fly directly into the resort's own airport. So cool and suave it was featured in a James Bond film, although it has been ranked as one of the world's scariest airports by Virgin Travel, so you may need to be Bond just to brave it. The resort of Courchevel is not made up of one town, but a collection of villages built at different levels. The lowest is Le Prat, which sits at 1,300 metres. This is a quiet little town that does not seem to have the extravagance or glitz that you'll find as you climb higher. It's a real village rather than a resort station, and has a population of about 2,000 inhabitants who live there year-round. Although Le Prat might feel a little cut off from the rest of the resort, the bubble here will take you to 1850 in just 8 minutes, and due to the investment in snow cannons, you can always ski back down to 1,300 metres. Carry on up the road and you'll arrive at Courchevel 1550. This is a small, purpose-built, but pretty little village that sits directly below 1850. There are some charming traditional chalets here, as well as some rather ugly but well-positioned apartment blocks. 1550 is connected to the rest of the resort by a cable car and chairlift, or blue and red piece depending on whether you're going up or down. The next village is Courchevel 1650. It's separated from the rest of the resort, sitting on the other side of the valley from the main body of Courchevel, and offers the cheapest accommodation. It's dominated by high-rise hotels and apartment blocks, and is somewhat incongruous when compared to the carefully constructed and natural villages that make up the rest of Courchevel. That said, it does offer far cheaper accommodation, that in some cases backs straight onto the piste, and there is a friendly vibe to the place with a few good bars in the centre of town, like Rocky's and the Bubble Bar.
How do you feel? Is this the right thing?
Continue up to the top of the road and you'll finally reach Courchevel 1850. This is a town that was purpose-built as a ski resort, and one which has always had grand designs. Despite the title, Courchevel 1850 actually sits at a height of 1,750 metres. Its name was designed to compete with nearby Val d'Isère. Before the resort was conceived, there was no town here at all. Despite being purpose-built though, it's not a concrete eyesore, but a luxury resort with very chic chalets, hotels, shops and restaurants. In fact, there are more 5-star hotels in Courchevel than anywhere else in France apart from Paris, and it has more Michelin-starred restaurants than any other ski resort in the world. This is where the Beckhams come for their skiing holidays, and it has recently become the winter holiday destination of choice for Russian millionaires. In some cases, you will need Caspian Sea drilling rights to afford a place here, as it's not hard to spend £1,000 a night for a hotel in Courchevel. A meal out can also be a luxurious affair. Michelin stars abound in Courchevel, and there are 12 stars across 7 Michelin-rated restaurants here.
Your mind can be clear. Is this natural?
With so many 5-star hotels in one place, it's not surprising to learn that some of the best bars can be found in the hotels themselves. For a lively, unpretentious après-ski and Cuban-themed nights, head down to Coup d'Etat, which overlooks the piste down to 1550. Here you'll find a mix of beer and cocktails, as well as live music and food. It's open every day from 9 AM until 4 AM. Courchevel is a true mixture. The quiet calm of Le Prat and 1550 are as different to the cheap and cheerful buzz of 1650 as they both are to the glamorous and stylish 1850. Ultimately, it comes down to what you think is important, and sadly, what you can afford. But a holiday in Courchevel doesn't have to cost the earth, and one thing that is the same for everyone is the snow and mountains. Wherever you decide to stay in Courchevel, you will have access to some truly great terrain and beautiful surrounds. And if you want luxury and glitz to go with that, then you certainly won't have to look very far.